We are live and alive. Another episode of Wesam's World coming at you here on Adobe Radio every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much for joining us in live. If you're watching us on YouTube or listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you listened to last week's episode, started off with a very somber tone. Things are headed in the right direction overseas in Syria. However, the situation is still extremely critical. There's a lot of unknown ahead. And I encourage everyone, please, 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 we still need petitions to sign, and we need to stay on top of this. It's not one of those things where you can just sign the petition and forget about it. There is a crucial voting in the Senate and Congress coming up in September with our politicians. And we need to make sure that they stay aware and they understand that if they vote for this certain bill to unlock the sanctions on Syria right now, what's going to happen is this is going to give the current government an open pass to do whatever they want. And we don't want that. And if things are going to change, we need protection. We need a clear and concise path to basically making sure that people can believe whatever they want to believe and not be murdered and massacred for it. And so if you're a fan of mine, if you're a fan of the show, please, please, please stay on top of this with me, okay? I understand that this is not in your backyard right now, and this is not happening at all, maybe just barely spots here and there in America. But let me tell you this. When extremism like this doesn't get stopped from where it starts, it eventually ends up in your backyard. So we need to start putting a stop to this right now. And I understand there's a lot of other suffering. There's a lot of other people who need help in the world as well. And I'm not saying don't think about those people right now. I'm just asking for help for what's going on in Syria, because it's not just the Druze, it's the Christians, it's the Alawites. And let me tell you something. If you're a true American, this new government used to be literally Al-Qaeda and ISIS. They used to literally behead American soldiers. So to me, supporting them is basically turning your back on all the people who lost their lives during that time in Iraq and Afghanistan when all this trouble was started, basically. That being said, I don't want to just talk about this somber thing throughout the entire podcast because, A, you're not coming here just for this. You're coming here for entertainment as well. And I'm going to do my best to make sure that you're getting that. And when we're talking about the other stuff, I just want to make it very clear right now that it feels weird. A little bit. It's been feeling weird discussing, just even complaining about the most small things just feels a little weird, but I understand that, A, this is a show for you all, and it's not just for me. And second, I don't know. I don't want it to seem like I don't care about the stuff that's happening when I start talking about other things, because there's a little bit of part of me that feels that way, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not, I'm not sure, but I just wanted to say that out loud. All right, this is the best I can do to transition into the next segment. So the way I love transitioning into other segments from something heavy is we're going to transition now. All right, we're transitioning now, and our guest today is longtime friend of mine and longtime friend of the podcast and guest of the podcast, Mr. Jordan Matlock. Jordan Matlock is an actor, a working actor, just recently booked a national commercial for American Express, and congratulations to him on that. And as well as he's a new homeowner here in Los Angeles, which is a huge, huge accomplishment. So big congrats to you, Jordan. I'm really happy for all the good things in your life going on right now, man.
Thanks, dude.
Well deserved.
Appreciate that. And, like you're saying, it's really tough to celebrate the wins in life when you've got so much going on in the world. And, it really puts into perspective being appreciative for all the things that we take for granted, on a regular basis, from like the simplest things like water and housing and protection and food, to even the most technological things like computers and tech and all this stuff that makes our lives easier, where we don't have to like survive on a regular basis anymore. Most of human history, we were spent just surviving and trying to live and trying not to get killed or murdered and just have enough food on the table. And now we have all these luxuries, and people are so used to it because they don't really know the past. They don't really know the history of humans, and they just forget. And I think so. It's hard, like like you're saying, to enjoy these things like the booking victory or like getting a home and all these things. It is tough, man. And I definitely make a strong effort to, remember and be appreciative and be thankful for where I'm at and what I'm doing. And,
that's good.
Yeah,
that's a great perspective to have, and it's amazing how, like, humans just in general get comfortable with what they have, and thinking like the smallest thing, like how to get water, hot showers. And I know that sounds like just that wasn't around 150 years ago.
I know, it's crazy. Like just most of everything we take for granted wasn't. It's wild. It's wild to think about, but no one thinks about it except for weirdos like us. Yeah.
Well, I think honestly that's probably what makes us good actors, when you have perspective and understanding and why people make the choices they make, and an awareness. And something really cool actually that I read. Where did I read? TikTok. Yeah, I saw this video on TikTok where they were saying, hey, what's your best late night rabbit holes of like doing research on? So like it's late at night, some people are up and they're like researching the most random topics late at night. And then somebody commented, they're like, what kind of sci-fi world do we live in where at the tip of our fingers we can start learning about anything for hours and have like more information about it than people in like decades ago would spend years and years studying and to get what we can get in just a few hours. And I was like,
it's crazy.
Yeah, you're right. And then I was around in college. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I was around during college.
Well, you know what's crazy? I wasn't done talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Here we go.
Here we go.
Do we have a commercial break yet? Or are we good? Oh, God. Buckle in.
Get ready.
One of my first classes in college, I was a freshman. I had to write an essay. And I know this is going to come to a surprise for a lot of people. In high school, I never wrote an essay.
Ever?
Ever. In Union High School, I never once had to write an essay.
Gosh, I'm trying to remember if I mean, that was kind of young for essay. No, was it? I don't remember if I did either in high school. No, we must have, for some of the English and writing classes, we must have written some stuff.
Not me.
I can imagine.
Not
really?
Me. I have never written an essay until I went to college. And I told my professor, because we had to do it in MLS format. MLA. MLS is a disease, I believe. MLA format.
I love where this is going.
And I didn't know what I had to like do research. And I was like, finally I went up to my professor. I was like, hey, I've never written an essay before. And the look on his face, it came in two evolutions. First one was like, hey, shut the fuck up. This is the worst lie I've ever heard of in my life. And then as I kept talking to him about it, he's like, are you serious? Like his mind was blown. And his solution was get a tutor. And so while we were writing the MLA format essay, were you around where you had to like cite your
sources?
Mm-hmm.
That is a part of the MLA format.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then in the back of my mind, because you had to go to the library for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they also had online
it was
stuff.
It was starting up and coming. Yeah, high school was up and coming, and
I guess you guys are 4 years older than me, so.
Yeah, I mean we definitely. I mean we had internet and all that stuff in high school. It was like 2000.
Yeah, but I'm not saying we didn't have the internet, but he wouldn't allow internet sources.
Well, internet sources were not allowed.
Right.
They had to be official. So if you were going to source something that was from someone's website, there was tiers to the level in which sources were approved. So a scientific journal was the highest one you could have, especially if it was peer reviewed, and then it goes down and down and down in source value.
I vaguely remember the stuff she's talking about.
Well, he wouldn't allow any kind of internet source.
Yeah.
That's his thing. And so in the back of my mind, as I'm trying to search for these books, this is the problem with education. I cheated a lot in high school to get the grades I got. It was just pure memorization and cheating, like of what the answers were. It wasn't an understanding.
I was so prideful. I just didn't do good. I was like, I'm just going to do bad.
No, I had to cheat. My parents would not allow any bad
grades.
grades.
I know. If I had more pressure to have better grades, I probably, more discipline, I probably would have cheated too.
So in college, I'm like, well, what am I doing? Because I already have acting classes that's what I care about. And I have a show that I have to rehearse every night, and also I work at my parents' restaurant, which just happened to be literally a mile down the road, and my job at the college to make some extra cash. So I'm like, what am I doing spending hours looking for books that my teacher isn't going to do? So I'll tell you what I did right after the commercial break. Summer is in full swing right now, and let me tell you, if your summer is like mine, you've got a busy schedule. You've got work, you've got extracurricular activities, you've got your hobbies, you've got family time, you've got girlfriend, boyfriend time. I mean, the list goes on, and the last thing you want to do is go to the supermarket, get the food, go through the crowds, get home through traffic, cook the food at home, and by the time you've cooked it and everything, and then you barely have enough energy to eat, now you have to clean up the mess you just made. No, thank you. I use this, and you should too. Factor Meals saves me time and money and gives me some of the best tasting food I've ever had. You've got 65 weekly meal options. You can choose from a wide selection, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. And right now, for the first time, they have Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more. I'm so stoked for this. Asian food is like my favorite food ever. Also, if you're on a special diet, they've got options for you. If you need more protein, they've got it. If you need low calories, they've got it. They've got a Mediterranean diet too, which is supposed to be, one of the healthiest diets in the world. And also, 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. That's a pretty good percentage if you ask me. And guess what? I'm one of those 97%ers. Eat smart at factormeals.com/WeSam50off and use code WeSam50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code WeSam50off at factormeals.com for 50% off plus free shipping. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. And we're back. So this is what I did to cite my sources, to save me some time. I made up all the books. I made up all the books, made up all the authors. I made up all the places I found. Like you have to and some I did it all. I made it up.
He didn't check?
No.
That seems crazy that you got away with that.
That's crazy.
No.
You would never get away with anything like that today.
Never checked. I got like B's and like a C and like never really got the A in the class. But I'm like, and then I got to a certain point where I remember I was stressing out about my homework in the class. And I was like, wait a minute. Why? I'm going to LA after this. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. And I was like, oh, I'm done. I've checked out. Fun fact. Told a kid recently he's in college right now for musical theater.
Told him to drop out.
Just
drop out.
I did.
Oh, no.
And he goes, but what if, don't people check here if you went to a university to see like if you should be an actor? And I go, no.
No, they don't.
And he, honestly, the look on his face, he's 20 years old. He couldn't believe I said that to him. I said, drop out.
I mean, in his defense, I do feel like certain casting directors will see that on the resume, and that will do a little bit sometimes. Like, okay, he did spend 4 years training at a university in theater, so he does have an extra leg up on some theater knowledge, experience, history.
Jordan.
I feel like sometimes certain people will notice those credits. I'm not saying that it's a requirement at all. It's not. I'm not saying it is. I've heard people say to my face, when we used to go in person, we bring our headshot and resume in person back in the day when we were out here hustling, grinding. Dude, I had casting directors comment on the BFA and like have conversations about it in person. I'm just saying.
Jordan, there is no way this was a real casting director. I have a lot of questions now. This is a real casting director?
Yes, this is like our first 3 years in LA.
Then they were probably bored and then they wanted to say
could
something.
Be. I wasn't saying that like that's a standard that everyone checks or that you should do it because it's going to help you a lot. I'm saying sometimes some casting directors do acknowledge it and do see it. That's it. It's a small percentage probably. And like I said,
Oh my gosh, I found the perfect solution to this. Just lie. Because they're not going to check. I win.
Here's the other argument for it.
No casting director is going to go, the University of Boston. Oh, performing arts.
Let me just double check that. Yeah, no one's going to double check.
I'm the casting agent for NBC's
I've got
Law and
Wesam
Order.
here in the office right now, and he's looking me right in the eyes telling me he went to your university, and he's smiling. And if I know anything about smiles, it's bullshit. Okay, no, here's the other argument for it. I almost did not go to OU because of this reason. Because I knew, I was like, dude, it doesn't matter. I just go to LA, and if I kill it, that's all it'll take. Just me killing it and doing a good job, being in the right place at the right time, and killing the audition. And so I tried so hard to get to LA without going to college. And, you know, family putting a lot of pressure, saying they would disown me, etc. I have no support if I did that. Yeah, it was like very like, you're cut off if you don't go to college. So I went to college.
Dude, I'm sorry.
I was catching this little fuzz that was floating towards your drink mouthpiece.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It just, while you're saying my parents would have disowned me if I didn't go, it's the contrast anyway. Go ahead.
And so after I ended up going to the university and doing the training and doing the program, all of the things that I learned with the craft and everything around the craft, I mean, it was a night and day difference of who I was before and after. And I don't regret it at all. I actually am glad I went to get that training because it made me a much better actor and much more disciplined thespian to prep for characters, etc., to understand story and relationships and all that stuff. So I feel like for the training part, the educative part, I think it's worth it if you've got the time, the money, and it's not like pressing in a lot of those areas.
You're absolutely right. And I'm just going to blame it on you, like interrupting me because I didn't get to finish.
Sure.
When I told this kid to quit, I didn't say don't continue education, like your acting education, because he literally said, I want to be a TV and film actor. That's what I want to do with my life. And I go, you know what? How much are you spending per semester where you're at? He told me $50,000.
Oh boy.
And I told him,
oh boy,
imagine what you can get for half that.
Absolutely.
Here in LA.
Absolutely.
For a year. Imagine what kind of school, like in training.
You go Stella Adler for a fraction of that. And Stella Adler is like one of the leading out here. And a lot of people get picked up out there at Stella.
Not just this. You can go to multiple different acting courses.
Absolutely.
And you can be getting so much more different variations in your study and your craft. And let's say you spend $10,000 in 1 year in acting courses in Los Angeles. You are going to get some of the best education. And I don't say that just because I work there, but at IDSA is amazing what you get. First of all of our instructors here in LA are working actors.
That's huge for me, and I've always looked for that because I hate it when you go to classes and people haven't worked in forever. I'm like, you don't really know what the industry's like right now. You have no clue.
My other place, the Prep, LA, literally our booking ratios.
I've been seeing. It seems like it's killing.
Our booking ratios for all of our coaches, including myself, in terms of getting callbacks, producer sessions, testings, and bookings, literally every week we're getting people work.
That's awesome.
Every week there you see a post on the Prep saying, hey, we're doing this. Hey, we're on set with our clients. So to spend $50,000 at a conservatory in college, if you're not planning at teaching at a college someday, is, I'm sorry, not the best way to spend $50,000 a semester. That's $100,000 a year.
A semester? That was a semester? That's crazy. And also on top of it, it's a musical theater program, right?
Exactly.
And like no nothing against musical theater programs, but usually if you're going to musical theater, you're going to New York afterward.
There are giants in the sky.
In the sky.
There are big, tall, scary giants in the sky. When you're way up high and you look below at the ground you left in the world, you know when you don't know where to go.
God, I wish I knew this song, but this is great.
Into the Woods.
Yep. Into the Woods.
I don't know what that was.
Into the Woods.
Side note, I fucking hated my college acting classes.
Why?
Oh, no.
Because it was pretentious. I didn't learn a thing.
Oh, no.
In fact, I almost thought, should I be an actor?
Wow.
Is this what acting is?
Wow.
This is bullshit.
Damn.
So, you know.
I think the only reason I stuck it out at my universities was because I couldn't afford out of state, let alone. So I was doing in-state. I had a little scholarship here, a little scholarship there. I had a little help from my grandmother there. I saved up money myself, and my total overhead cost per year with everything, including like housing and everything, was $16,000. That was the only way I could do it. To be honest.
That's
great.
Really great.
I was a commuter, so I saved a lot of money doing that. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
If I was, my family wouldn't have let me do it in the first place if it was going to be anywhere close to that type of cost. But it wouldn't have been possible to go to college for me. So I was like, oh, this is still possible. I could still do it. It's affordable. I'm not going to be in debt afterward. I really was really loving the training I was getting, and so I stuck it out, and I'm glad I did. And I never regretted it.
Listen, whenever you went to college and I went to college, it was the same time ish. And I gotta say, I heard Oklahoma's acting program was good at the time.
It is. It was one of the. I mean, I don't know about now, but I'm assuming it's still good. I don't know, but I mean, it's one of the oldest and one of the best in the country, I think.
Yeah, it changes because let me tell you this: when I went to TU, my acting teacher, shout out to Lisa Wilson, she was a hard ass. She was like a little bit like the teacher from Whiplash.
Nice.
But she was only upset with people when they didn't come prepared.
Makes sense.
And she knew her stuff. She knew the phonetic alphabet. She was a dialect like national president.
That stuff's
like
hard.
Club. Oh, she knew her stuff inside and out. And our other instructors there, they had great insight as well. I did Meisner there from Michelle. We had just a variety of different acting styles and courses from there, but specifically Lisa Wilson. And right now it's non-existent. It's gone. The acting program at TU is absolutely gone, diminished.
Whoa.
The old theater we used to have, which was an amazing architecture from the 70s, is gone.
Wow.
It's all bulldozed, all gone, and it's a shame. But
that's crazy.
I got to say, I stuck with it because I was like, this is a really good program.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, I would be like,
totally.
I gotta find something else. And that's why I was telling this kid, like, hey, can you get a refund for this semester? He goes, no. And I go, when the semester ends, because his family lives in LA. And I was like,
what? Wait, where's he at? Or you don't have to say that.
It's too late now. Boston.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say the exact school.
Okay.
I mean, people.
I was just
will know
curious.
now.
I mean, I was just curious, like location, like, or if they're known in that area for the arts and stuff like that. I don't know if Boston's really known for that.
But he looked at me. He's like, "Are you giving me?" He seemed a little skeptical, but I told somebody, like, why, like, what are you gaining? I asked them, what are you gaining from this? And it's all the same points we talked about. So that's my opinion because, again, despite what Jordan says, people, nobody cares where you went to college. And if it means that much to you, lie and save yourself $400,000.
Don't do that.
I think it mattered a little bit
thousands
more.
of dollars for acting.
Yeah, I think I recall it, especially in our age, recalling more that it meant something in Broadway to know where you studied, right? Like that was where I knew it meant a little bit more, not in Hollywood.
But I think on that note, there's still a little like, how do you describe this? Like a kind of like an insider, like you're on the in because you studied theater, you went for it, you got your theater major. You did plays growing up. Like I feel like there is a separation between a lot of the actors in Los Angeles who have that background and who don't. I think you can now. Not always does it mean that the ones that have the theater background are going to do better than the film. Not at all. But you can often tell a difference when you're communicating with actors or you're working with people on sets when they have an experience or a history of knowledge of theater and of the craft from that type of training. It stands out, and you can tell. And I don't know. I'm glad that we did it, and I think it helped tremendously.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you in that sense. Absolutely. But also you have to look at the type of training you're getting.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
The people in England, why I love people who study in London, for the most part, actors, they get that really rich theater storytelling. And the depth in which they do their studies there is just, you see it in their work out here.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it depends on where you're studying. But at the end of the day, if you're going to study at a place, I think we're all saying here.
Absolutely.
Well, I haven't said it yet. So
I knew what you were going to say. So I'll just finish your sentence for you. Yeah, just save your money. If you're going to spend a lot of... Oh, were you going to...
No, go ahead, because I want to hear you say it.
Yeah, I think if you're going to have to spend a lot of money on a degree, don't. But if you can do it for cheap and it's like convenient and you want the training, I don't know. I say maybe go for it. I don't know. But if I would never ever suggest to any actor to spend that much money on a degree for acting ever. Never. If you can avoid debt, I think that's the key. It's like if you can do it without being in debt, sure, maybe why not? I don't know, but
I wish
you're
you
gonna
guys
be in
would.
debt,
I wish you
yeah.
guys would have seen this kid's face when I was like,
I bet.
I was like, "Oh, you need to quit," and he goes, "What?"
I wish I could have been there.
He looked like I feel like deep down inside he's like, "Oh, I might have made a mistake going to college here, and now maybe I should just stick with it." It's like, and I get that feeling. But who knows? I wish him the best. Hopefully he can't get I asked him, "Can you get a refund?" He's like, "No," and I was like, "Can you ask?"
Please, that's one right now. Okay, you know what this makes me think of? It makes me think about like
What?
the audition process a little bit, and like where people come from, and like their training, and like what they think the casting is looking for. And I'm thinking about this because of this recent booking, and like how I just more often lately I've just stopped caring so much, and just like how is this going to be fun for me? How am I going to have a blast doing this, but still within the confines of like what they're looking for in the circumstances and like the audition setting.
That's good.
And it is helping me tremendously. I've been getting more like callbacks and avails for some great projects. And then this booking just happened. I really just didn't care. And I just like went for it and like just had a blast and had fun with the character. And it was more improv. So I got to be a little bit more creative with it. But I remember you telling me recently that, you know, sometimes for some of these big jobs, you really go above and beyond for the audition and like how you're setting it up, how you're executing it. Mm-hmm. I'm just curious because I've always been told to not do that. So I'm curious, like, where that motivation's coming from. Where have you been hearing or seeing that has been like a good strategy, or has like been working for you? Has it been working for you on average, breaking that mold, that average of like a traditional flat backdrop, staying within that backdrop to shoot an audition?
Well, I'm always curious. Who told you that don't do that?
I've just heard some casting directors on some podcast and some like little talks where they say, I don't want to see you how you're going to direct it or shoot it. Like that's for other people. We don't want to see like you're already taking it further than we want to see, because you're like assuming, this is literally quotes from them, like you're assuming that this is how we want to shoot it or whatever, but that's not how we're going to shoot it. And so they get like, it does seem a little sensitive in some ways, but they emphasize that they just want a traditional, plain, simple setting for the audition. I mean, you've never heard casting talk it like that?
No, it's not you. It's not you. This is a classic Wesam is annoyed moment. Okay? This is a classic.
This is good. I want to hear about
annoyed.
this. This is good because I've been fascinated because you sent me some great tapes. I'm like, wow, this is way different than anything I've ever tried or I've ever done. Because I've always been frowned against it to try anything like that, to do anything. So I never do it.
First and foremost, I respect all casting directors and the work that they do.
Yeah.
It's a very specific job, and it's a very difficult job at times, and they're juggling a lot of balls all at once.
Yeah.
And so...
Lots of nuts.
He said it.
No.
Not me.
Okay, anyways, go on.
He said it. Anyway. Never working again.
never working ever again.
Blacklisted. TMZ.
Remember that time you said it was 10 years ago?
Right.
I said
Dude,
that's one
seriously,
time.
what if you get canceled because of this?
I lose the commercial. Please don't fire me. If you're listening.
Okay. If first and foremost, since we're not in the room anymore, since you guys don't want us to be in the room anymore, and we're doing a lot of the setup ourselves and a lot of the work ourselves, pardon me for trying to go above and beyond in my creativity and making this worth my while and worth my enjoyment instead of a dry blah, 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 blah. Because I have to still find a reader. I have to still now understand setup, technical aspects, directing, lighting, and a little bit of like blocking and making it making sure that my storytelling experience is as clear as possible. No longer do I just drive to your location and do that. I have to do all that work now, and also the uploading aspect of it and the editing. So pardon me for wanting to take a step in making this feel fun for me.
That's the point I was saying, yeah. Fun.
If you, as a casting director, don't want that, all good. while you're typing it out in the breakdown, say, please don't do anything like that. Don't go above and beyond. Keep it on a plain background. We don't need to see you shoot on location. We don't need to see you do this or that. Is that fair?
I want to play devil's advocate.
Please don't, because my blood pressure is already up. Please don't, because what I said is right. But please go ahead. Go ahead.
I have to. So you're like, please put it on the breakdown, right? I think there's a lot of things they don't put on the breakdown that are like understood, right, about the audition process that they are now. I mean, they do put a lot of details, but aren't you finding that oftentimes they're not putting near enough that they should?
Okay, there was a few things you addressed there. May I address it? Or are you done with the...
You're allowed.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate you allowing me to address this.
I am a kind man.
Because you worked me up now.
I like that. This is good.
What I said before stays. Now, I understand there are idiot actors out there because I'm an acting teacher and I get it. There are some people who are brand new who are very green. They don't know the ins and outs, and I'll work with you. And there are people who've been doing this for 10 years and don't have common sense. Okay? And so you have to tell those actors, hey, make sure you frame this properly. Make sure you do this. You know why?
Yep.
Because I have people in my self-tape class who think recording their self-tape behind a mirror with them like this small, and then I can see their reader in the and it's all distracting, and I can't hear them.
Oh, the mirror's in the shot.
Yeah, and I see everything, and I can't hear them, and they're holding their paper, and now I've got to work from like baby steps with them. They're a helpless baby. They can't do anything, obviously. So I've got to work with them from day one. So I understand a casting director having to type out like an essay, MLA format, cite their references for these people.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? I get that. Now, if you don't want that shit, I'll go back to that original point. You got to tell me. Because then I go, okay, this is what you want, all good. Now, that being said, Anthony is an example of this. I'm an example of this. I've seen breakdowns where the casting director was very specific on what they wanted. Mm-hmm. And I look at that. And listen, it's not an ego thing. It's not a pride thing. It's not an entitlement thing. But I've been acting for a while. I know the rules, and I know when to break them. Okay? You have to know the rules first and then know when to break them. We've all done this thing where this is what they wanted.
A little bendy break.
Yeah, a little bendy break.
Yeah.
And then I go, you know what? No. This is what it calls for because this is serving the story. I'm going to do it this way. And you know what happens?
You're right.
Anthony's booked work from it where literally producers and casting in the breakdown say, don't do that. They're like, we loved your tape. It was so good.
Now, is Anthony...
Anthony's the head of acting at IDSA.
So, but I'm saying like he's probably got pretty substantial credits.
Not in TV. He's worked in he has a handful of TV credits now, but those are when he first started out.
Well, I was thinking of Barry Keoghan when he got asked to read for the Batman. He was actually auditioning for the Riddler, and he did Barry Keoghan. He's a big famous actor. Done a lot of big projects, but he was in the Batman. He plays the Joker at the end of the Batman. The little reveal where he's in prison, right? Yeah. They do a reveal at the end. So he auditioned for the Riddler, and he's at a hotel, and he does this like full-on production where he's like going down the hallway in the hotel, and he's like looking at things, and he's doing some dialogue, and he like wraps a corner. And then he has like blood on his hands when he comes back around the corner, and he comes back down the hall towards camera. Completely out of setting, right? And they loved it so much, they cast him as the Joker instead of as the Riddler. So I see what you're saying. And like the original, what I was bringing up about the commercial I just did, that was kind of what you're talking about, which is like bending, breaking to serve the story better, because oftentimes, they put the directions in for the scene or the story, and they're like, and they think they know what they want or how it's going to play out when an actor does it, but they really don't know, because us as actors, as storytellers, we know as this story plays, that's not going to make sense. That doesn't make logical sense, or this won't get you to this point by the end of the scene. We're not going to be able to complete the arc that you're looking for if I do it exactly the way you're saying. But I think if I adjust it, bend it, break it just a little bit from what you think you want, actually, it's a better scene in it. And that's what I've been doing lately. I've been like, I know they think they know exactly how this should play out or would work in this circumstance with this character or these two characters. But man, we just know, like our gut instincts, like when we're playing it out, like I just feel like if you just go run with that, I don't know. At least for me, that's what I've been doing lately, and it's like what you're talking about. Yeah, it's been working.
Well, then,
but I've never gone that risky. That seems, I don't know. I guess just because I'm so ingrained from a couple of those casting directors that I watched and listened to, and I can't get it out of my head now. I'm gonna be, but hearing you and your stories talking about it, I'm gonna be a little bit more flexible on it, and I'll look for more opportunities to maybe see if there's some justification in doing some more creative.
Elijah Woods got his role in Lord of the Rings. He literally dressed up as a hobbit, went outside, did scenes, submitted it without even actually being asked to, sent a VHS tape to Peter Jackson, and got cast.
I've heard of some of those unsolicited tapes resulting in some big bookings, but I feel like
but
a lot
I'm
of
not
those
talking about
are
the unsolicited part. I'm talking about he still even
totally
went outside and like
it.
You go for it. And I think sometimes, especially in certain roles, really showing what you're going to bring outweighs anything else.
Do you
that's
think?
Going to be?
But do you guys think? I do a little bit. Do you guys think that bigger listed actors, like these actors we're talking about, Barry Keoghan and Elijah, do you think that they have a little more flexibility to do things like that?
Basically, he was a child actor, but he did not have.
Okay.
But
maybe the times were very different.
No.
Because on the other part of that would be the dressing up, going full character, costume, and all of that to be a very unique type of looking character. I mean, have you done anything like that where you like really go above and beyond dressing up?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, first of all, that was in the late 90s that he did this. Not everybody's doing that in the late 90s.
Right. No one's doing that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not going to harm him for doing that.
Right.
And I'm sure they're like, oh, shit. Like, you really, like, I'm sure when his reps saw it, they were like, oh, shit. Hey, they probably called casting, be like, listen, you cannot miss this. Please, please, please
so
take
different.
this. This is different. He went out and did. I'm telling you, trust me. Do you know what I mean? That's what.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the reps, with reps, real reps, that's what they're doing. When casting sees it, they're like, "Oh, got it. This will be in his hands. Don't worry." That's what happens.
Right.
Now, every scenario of that, there's so many contingencies and things that
times are very different. Now,
yeah. There's so many things now.
Everything has changed dramatically now.
I've done it before, gone on location and shot, hasn't served me. You know why? Because I wasn't serving the story. I wanted to be unique just for the sake of being unique. And I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
And my reps one time said, hey, it's cool that you went there, but we can't hear you. And I'm like,
right. You're missing the basic essentials.
Because they could hear me, but there was too much background noise. Excuse me. It wasn't like, it was just too, it wasn't clear. And I was like, you know what? You're right. And then sometimes when now that I'm understanding storytelling a lot better,
that's the key right there.
I'm like, hey, I don't have to be in my car for this. This is just going to be on my backdrop, like in my kitchen. But then other times I'm like, oh, if I'm in my car and I do this, if I drive up like that when we did, it's going to be so much funnier because of the way the angle is. It just helps like introduce this character in a comedic way. And then after he gets like snubbed, he's trying to get away. It's like it just adds to everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Instead of just being seated, I'm like, ooh, this is necessary because the scene, how it's going to be filmed is a quick in and a quick out. So it gives the director and the casting director a clear vision of what I can bring to that moment.
No.
You see?
Yeah,
like,
I do see
that's
that.
when it's like, okay. So
I think, and at the end of the day, casting, production, the writers, all of them, all they're looking for, man, they just want us to bring it to life in a believable way. their stories and their characters.
Well,
like,
man, at
as
the
like
end of the
a,
day, that's what they want, man.
well, I mean,
At
no,
the end
but-
of the day, they just want I love you. I love
But
you.
seriously,
That was the
they
most
really don't
Jordan
care.
Matlock thing you've said today, and I love it.
I heard ultimately that's the most important thing is just, do I believe this crazy character I've written on this page? Like right here, look, I'm looking at it. Like, yeah, I see this. This is,
That's the most.
I fucking hate you.
No, man. That's at the end of the day, that's what they want, man. Just a believable character.
Have you ever been choked out before?
Yeah, today by a very talented 10-year-old. Actually,
Oh my gosh.
he is a beast on the mats. He is just an absolute beast. Kids were so sweet today. I've been gone for 2 weeks from jiu-jitsu, and they were like, they all came up to me and were talking to me. They were like I could tell they didn't. It's so amazing how kids communicate, because they weren't like, we haven't seen you in a while. Is everything okay? They mean like, hi, Wesam, Coach Wesam, how are you? And like they were telling me about their like things that happened like throughout the 2 weeks, and then like the jokes we used to play with each other. Like this one kid, he's like, I you owe me $30, because I would tell him, where's my money, whenever I would see him, and he's like, what? I'm like, where's my money? And he's like, what? And he's like,
He's going home telling his parents, Mom, Dad, I owe money.
They laugh because he's like 6, and I'm like, I want my money, and he's like, I don't have your money, and I'm like, I'll see you in court, lawyer up, and he's like, I don't have your money.
You're like traumatizing a child. He doesn't know what's happening.
No, but it's funny because that's how they came up to me, and like it was just very sweet. And this one kid, the first thing comes out of his mouth. He's 5 years old. He's very feral. Very feral, like just on pure instinct. Talking about how he ran something in a second and 52 like seconds. That's what I got the information from it. 1.52 seconds or something like that. And I was like, that's crazy. And then I looked at this other 5-year-old. I'm like, did you get what he was saying? And he's like, just nodded his head. And I was like, all right, cool, man. So they were very sweet today.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Somebody asked me once if I enjoy. Oh, we got to wrap it up?
Just commercial.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. We'll be right back, and Jordan will give us some more insight about, what casting directors want. And just, hey, at the end of the day, we'll be right back. And we're back.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey there.
It wouldn't be an episode if... Oh, you want to hear... Do you want to know another thing that annoyed me?
Yeah, I would love to.
And again, it feels weird talking about it just because of everything going on, but it happened this morning. I ordered my cold brew with... I go, hey, can I have a medium cold brew with a little bit more than a splash of lemonade in it?
Very specific request.
Very specific, right?
Yeah.
I saw my drink. I'm not exaggerating. This was the drink. Everybody knows where I got it from now. Now they're going to... This much lemonade.
From the bottom or from the top?
From the bottom to the top.
Yes.
From the bottom to almost the top. Right here.
So are you watching him pour it?
I see. Oh, yeah. I see it. And I'm like...
You go yelling out across. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. You can stop. That's good.
I go, first thing that can't be my drink.
It's not mine.
Because I said a little bit more than a splash of lemonade. Which in your mind, where would you think that is? I'm gonna take you on a little
Price is Right game?
journey. Where would be a little bit more than a splash starting from the bottom?
Maybe stop.
Right there.
Maybe stop.
Oh,
right
you're
there.
right.
Oh.
How about you, Alex?
Oh, I would say like just a little smaller than the width of my pinky.
Oh, great. You know what? You're right. Up to here. I see it, and I see them pour the cold brew in it, and it's like, that's it. And I'm going like this. She's like, Wesam, and I'm like, I am so sorry to trouble you. I actually asked for a little bit more than a splash of lemonade, and there was just like so much lemonade in there. Attitude while she took it away. Oh, now I'm Oh, I can't say. I honestly, I can't say what I'm thinking on YouTube right now. I see her pour out half of it and then pour the rest with cold brew. In the back of my mind, I go, be thankful for everything. Everything, despite everything. And you know what? Come on. Elevate yourself. Be a higher vibration. I looked at her and I go, thank you so much. I apologize for the trouble. She didn't say a single word to me. Oh. I'm leaving. I'm walking away with it, and I go, "Oh, I wish I was a psychopath right now. I wish I was a psychopath. Like I don't even want to say what I wanted to do. I'll tell you guys after off air because it'll make me sound like a crazy person. It really will. But I had to subverse myself so much." And I don't like that sometimes. Anyway,
Dude, that reminds me of one of my pet peeves, which is when I hold the door open for men and women sometimes to go in and out of anything, and they don't say a word. They don't even look at me. They
what?
They just some women or men will just or they'll look and they'll just keep walking. I'm like,
30 days in jail. 30 days in jail. Easy. That's the punishment.
Dude, it sounds like such a small thing, but it literally drives me insane because my grandma went above and beyond for manners and respect and holding the door open for her and women and things like that. And so I can't help but do it for anyone and everyone. And gosh, when people say, "Oh, thank you so much," it's so nice. But yeah, you're welcome. I love to do this for, random strangers and make you feel, like you're getting a door service, I guess. But man, dude, when they just when they look at you with attitude, entitlement, I want to it makes me consider murder sometimes in the moment. You're just oh, you just expected me to do this for you, a stranger? And that's it? I was like, no.
And the way she looked.
Sometimes I'll go, "You're welcome." Just to be a jerk.
That's awesome. You should do
I'm
that.
trying to take the higher road, the higher vibrations, like you're saying these days. I'm really trying hard to rise above it all. But sometimes I'm like, "You're welcome."
No, it's so funny because when I looked at her, and I try not to, I don't want to judge people right away. I don't want to. But after she did that, I knew, I was like, "Oh, you're a loser."
Oh no.
Just maybe she's having a rough day.
I mean,
you know what I mean? But at the same time,
coffee shops are exhausting to work at, I bet.
No, she started her shift because she just parked next to me, okay? She just started. So I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, hey, I was being nice. I didn't say anything rude. I'm like, "I'm so sorry to trouble you. I'm really sorry, but I asked only for a splash of lemonade." And I know I did that because the person who took my order literally typed it out, and it says so on the fucking receipt. So I don't know what happened in between there and now. Maybe, magic happened. I don't know. Maybe magic happened.
Maybe she was
Black
thinking
magic.
about the fact that her boyfriend dumped her that morning.
Not surprised.
Oh my
no.
gosh. Oh
You
gosh.
dodged a bullet. Okay, I know that's mean, but it's fine. And I'm not going to talk about the Canes issue that I had yesterday.
Yeah, I think one day is good.
We'll
one
save
rant.
that for next.
Yeah,
we'll
one
save that
rant.
for next week.
Experience.
Sorry, I just had to get that out.
No,
I don't
I
want it to
feel it.
seem like I'm
Hey, I'm here for it.
Thank you, Jordan.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Well, so I've been hearing been getting some really great, you had a producer session not too long ago, and
yeah,
some really great roles and auditions.
How much time do we have left? Just so I know that I fit this in.
5-ish.
5-ish. Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
All I say this is about the producer session that I had recently. I always harp on my students, repetition.
Yeah.
You got to practice.
Yeah.
I spent 2 days running this thing in my head with. Oh my God, what's going on? It's that black magic coming in. I with Alex, with my brother, I was running this thing over and over and over again, so that when I did the Zoom producer callback, I was ready.
Zoom.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate that.
I know, and it is what it is. It's I can't control it.
It's the worst, I think, of what's going on right now. The Zoom stuff.
So at the end of the day, I just was happy that I told my students hey, even I still do what I'm telling you to do. because it works. It helps me be prepared. So that was just like a highlight of that producer session, that I just stuck to fundamentals, honestly, and had fun with it.
I had to do a callback producer and director session for this national commercial.
Yeah.
On Zoom, and gosh, I mean, it was crazy because it was like last second. It was like I literally had like, I don't want to put anyone on blast, but I had like 30 minutes to prepare the callback from like my notice to shooting it on Zoom.
What?
Literally, I'm getting blown up. My phone is blowing up from like my reps and my manager, and they're like, hey, really important. It's like at noon, and I'm like painting. I'm like in the middle of like painting my office, so I have it on silent. And they're like, call us back. So I was like 20 minutes late to getting a hold of them. Like, it's really important. Rush callback, blah, blah, blah. So I called them right away, and they're like, hey, they want to do a callback for this job. Can you do it right now? I was like, oh, I'm gross. I've been painting. Like, I need like 30 minutes at least to like clean up and look presentable. And I'm like, which role is it? Because I auditioned for 2 different parts, 2 different spots. I was like, which one? And like, oh, let me get back to you. I'm like waiting. I'm like in my bathroom. I'm like, okay, I have to be on this thing in like 20 minutes. And I still don't know which role to prep because I had 2 different looks completely with hair and wardrobe. So I'm like, all right, which role is it? And they finally told me, I'm like, okay, so I'm rushing to get ready in like 15, 20 minutes to set it all up. Because I don't have my office set up. So I have to set up the tape in my dining room, the whole setup. So I get there, I'm like trying not to sweat. And I'm like making sure I'm not sweating and I'm not like exhausted, and because I'm running up and down stairs to get everything set up. And I'm like, okay, just breathe and you know what really saved me? Like right before I went on it, that I think it helped me a lot. And this is because the last handful of callbacks I've done, I've been burnt where I think about what we've done so far too much in the first round. I think about like what I brought in the first round, what the scene was, what I'm doing. And oftentimes it's like not even close to the same thing. More often I've been finding out dummy sides, dummy scenes. Had like a veil for a show that was using dummy scenes. And so it's like more often I'm just like, I need to like be like just like a clean slate when I go to these callbacks. And good thing I did, because in the callback, we didn't do any of the stuff we did in the first rounds. And she asked me on the spot to improvise a completely different scene. There was a little bit of the overlap with like the objective of my character between the scenes, but the scene was completely different. And so it was really nice to just like be a fresh, clean slate, not have anything not coming in with any preconceived ideas about what to expect in the callback. And man, it really just helped me be present and listen to her and like really just take her direction to the heart. And yeah, I think that it was, I don't remember why we started, what segued into
No,
that. But
it's all good, man.
No, because you bring it up in the producer session.
No, this came out of nowhere. I was talking about something completely different. And then like, I'm actually going to talk to you after the show. Like, this probably ruined the entire episode.
Okay, great. Perfect. But yeah, I just too many callbacks. I'm like, I think I know. No, like in the past that I go in mistakenly. Yes. And like, I just like blunder. I'm like, gosh, why did I get so caught up in like what I was bringing before or what I thought they wanted me to have? So yeah, that really helped this time.
No, it's all good. No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think that's actually a good piece of advice for listeners. Like when they go to the callback, be open to be doing
throw everything away. Yeah. Be ready.
Absolutely. Well, we're good on time?
Yeah, we have just a couple more minutes.
Okay.
I didn't know if you wanted one trending topic to
talk
talk
sure.
about.
Yeah, let's hear what's going on.
Because I guess,
there's a lot going on.
Yeah. This one's a little more on the gossipy side, I guess you could say. But Pedro Pascal is back in the spotlight, but not for his role. It's how he handles his anxiety and physical boundaries in public. Known for his anxiety touches, which are now being called his what are they calling it? Like, hot girl anxiety.
Wait, what? So he has anxiety with people like touching him?
No, he's talked and explained that physical contact helps ground his emotions, and he uses gestures. But he has been caught recently on public, carpets.
Over touching people?
Yes, touching people. Even touching
gosh.
someone's wife in front of their husband.
Like how? Touching them how?
We could show you a video, but there's one where he
Gosh.
actually goes and touches her chin.
Oh my gosh.
It's not you
Right,
could, you know,
yeah.
the co-stars have said nothing is sexual or like, you know, physically attracted about it. It's just grounding gestures. But people have noted that he doesn't do grounding gestures with any of his male co-stars.
Oh my gosh, dude. I used to have an ex that would do this with male friends. She would like touch them all the time. It drove me crazy. Even though it was like nothing actually going on between them. I'm like, you touch men all the time on their arms, on their shoulders, around. Like,
Not
dude, I'm
okay,
like,
man.
dude, you're like, oh, you're so funny. And they're like hitting the arms and they're holding their arms. And so I'm like, bruh, I'm right here. Dude, that's crazy. Oh, man. Okay, so what if this happens? So what if you're like on the red carpet and you've got your partner there, right?
Okay.
And you're there for a big series regular role. And everyone's focusing on you, but she's on your arm for the photos. And then you have your co-star, like your lead co-star male, comes up and he's like maybe his character is super confident, super touchy, like a ladies' man in the show. So like he kind of can't help but be like that for the premiere because that's like who he is in the show. And so he comes up and he puts his arm around your girl and it's like, oh my gosh, so to see you. Oh, what's your name? Nice to meet you. And then for the photo, he's still got his hand on her for the photo. Like on her shoulder.
First of all, I think my partner would probably first of all, instinctively start the initiation of moving that.
Oh, nice,
because that's
nice.
what
We
my
love
partner
that.
would do.
We
And
love
she
that.
would do that first. If it was like, honestly, this is exactly what I would do because it's just, I know what I would do. My hand would go on the back of their neck and I'd be like, come here. And I would whisper in their ear exactly what I'm saying. And I said, you better just nod your head, apologize, or it's going to be a bigger issue from what's going to happen in front of everybody right now. And then afterwards, I would continue doing my job, right? And then I would find him and be like, I need to talk to you privately.
Okay, I'm gonna play this guy. Real quick. Okay, so you just told me that to my face. We're intimate. You got your hand on the back of my neck, and I'm like towering over you a little bit, and I'm like looking down, and I say to you, I'm like, fucking try it right now, buddy.
Okay. I would.
What'd you do?
In all honesty, I've already committed. And to be completely frank with you, I would take you by the back of the neck because it's what we've been practicing in jiu-jitsu, and I would get you in a darce.
What is that? What is that? I don't know anything about jiu-jitsu. So
I'd
darce
bring your
is
head down, and I'd just get you in a headlock.
it's a headlock.
Yeah, a type of headlock.
On the red carpet in front of everyone.
And honestly, I would probably choke you out on the red carpet.
Dude, okay, that's
You know
great.
why? Because let me explain this.
Your
It's not
co-star
about-
in
no,
your
no,
show
It's not
premiere.
about being macho or being a man, but I've done it. I've done two things, and I even though you've disrespected me and crossed the line, maybe you understood that line, maybe you didn't. I'm being very generous with that, but I've made it very clear to you where my line is, why it's disrespectful to me, and if you decide to say that, oh, dude, I don't give a shit. I'll choke you out in front of the red carpet. How about that? Put that on IMDb.
You would risk losing your entire
100%.
new show
100%.
for that? Wow.
100%. And you know why? I don't give a shit. That's more important to me.
Totally. If
All right.
someone's crossing the line, I agree. It's
Yeah,
more
I'll
important.
explain to them.
Accountability is more important than anything.
And then I'll say, dude, I will tell them exactly what I whispered to you and exactly how you responded. And at that point, it's my respect that's left.
But before you do, you whisper back, "Get ready, buddy. Here it comes."
Literally before you would finish the sentence, it would be.
Yeah, surprise is the best way.
Anyway, we got to wrap this up. I'm already fired up again.
I love this. I love getting
Okay.
Sam fired up on the show.
Thanks for coming on, Jordan.
Always
Play
a
us out,
pleasure.
Alex. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you're tuning in live, make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you guys. If you watched us on YouTube and you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. We've got a new episode every week. Don't be afraid to reach out with questions, comments. We always love interacting with our fans. Always remember to listen, think, and then talk. Bye.